My patients are the workers of the city. They're the cleaners and the personal support workers. They serve your coffee at Tim's. They're married to Uber drivers and kitchen workers. And yes, at least one young woman caught up in gun violence. In other words, they form the essential threads creating the viability and complexity that is our city, Toronto. Each of them has a story. I've been privileged to hear just a few. They come from all corners of the globe. I have Syrian patients who recounted the violence of the Russian army long before we witnessed it in Ukraine. Some have survived wars or ethnic conflicts or cleansings. Some have escaped horrible domestic abuse. But many are just like me. Women who left their homes and native lands, not because of great suffering or privation, but came for love or seeking a better life. All of them value living in a fairer society, where citizens have a voice and equal rights under the law. Their families have benefited from access to Canadian health and education. I've witnessed many of what I call my babies grow up to become entrepreneurs, nurses, engineers, doctors, teachers, and mothers to a new generation. From my very first day in Scarborough, I was motivated to provide the best level of care I could to all my patients. In many ways, I see myself in my patients. No, I don't come from suffering or privation, but I did find myself in a new land as a lonely new mother, struggling to understand the system and provide for my family. Perhaps it's that mirroring which motivates me to give a level of care that is respectful and where women feel their voices are heard. I came to appreciate just how much of medicine is about communication and the importance of communication. I know from first-hand experience how important and calming it is for a patient to hear words of healing or comfort in their own language. Where she herself is frightened or in pain, soft words spoken in a mother's tongue soothe more than opioids or tranquilizers. I have learned how every person wants to be heard and their wishes heeded. In short, clinical work has taught me the healing power of listening and thoughtful responsiveness. But as I stand here today to receive an award from the college, I'm reminded that life is a narrow bridge. The practice of medicine is an even narrower strip. And perhaps next year I'm going to be standing here facing a disciplined. I know I don't always get it right. We all do. Practice of medicine is fraught with dangers and pitfalls, which cause pain and suffering for patients. And we physicians are often the second victims. My awareness of the potential for pitfalls and errors in medicine led me to a fascination with the science and literature of patient safety. Initially through the More OB program, I discovered that shame and blame doesn't create safety. The most errors result from system issues, and there is a science which points to an alternative practice leading to safer care. And medicine is starting to embrace safety culture. We now routinely do our pre-op checklists. We do fewer post-op checklists and even fewer debriefs. We still tend to look poorly and do not delve sufficiently into root causes of error. Although we are establishing databases that track our practice and outcomes, it's always important for us and incumbent on us to make that data as transparent as possible. An examined practice is a safer practice. We still have far to go. We've been slow to accept the idea that errors will always occur when humans are involved. The airline industry engineers for pilots to make one error an hour. I'm not sure we still do that. I think we still play. The other features of the airline industry that really draws me and fascinates me is the role of the co-pilot. Although decisions in care in teaching hospitals are often made by teams and teams of physicians working together. That's not so in the community hospitals. We're often very alone. As I look back at my practice, I know the constant presence of a colleague would certainly have made my decisions in practice easier and would have kept my patients in a safer situation. Currently, we're not funded for the luxury of 2 caregivers in all high acuity situations, but what value do we place on safe care? When considering the airline industry, I wonder if there's a limit to our learning from them. Human biology and sickness is not streamlined, dependable steel, traveling in straight lines where almost everything about the journey can be anticipated and controlled. Medicine's more chaotic and unpredictable, more like a wildfire. Much has actually been written on the skills and traits required to create safety and protect burning lands and the people who fight those fires. Those organizations need to be obsessed with it. Dangerous situations are identified. Risk is never underestimated. Responses are practiced. Continuous updating and honest, non-hierarchical communications are essential. There is situational awareness at all times. Interpretation must not ever be simplified. All team members are free to question authority when safety is a concern, and teams that work together regularly are safer. The creation of resilience in teams is essential, and in healthcare we will all benefit as we incorporate these theories of high reliability culture into our practice. I do think we have far to go, but we are making steps towards the provision of care. So in conclusion, I firstly want to thank the CPSO for its drive to support the development of safer patient care. I also want to thank you for giving me, a foreign medical grad in 1989, a license which has allowed me to learn and practice in a robust and excellent healthcare system. And I want to stop and thank my colleague and friend, Dr. Carol Payne. She initiated my nomination and drove it through. Thank you, Carol, for being a person who embodies the traits of a high-quality physician. You are trilingual, having learned Mandarin as an adult when you realized that the language your patients required was Mandarin. You are so hardworking, thoughtful, compassionate, and you embody resilience. Thank you to Savia Patel, who's here. She's my admin assistant since 1997. This made me cry. So speaking to my patients in 1 of 4 languages, and in every language, always being so kind to absolutely everyone. Thank you too for your wisdom and endless support. And I can't forget to thank you for catching many of my errors over the years. To my children, Sarah and David Gittai, the reason why I went to Scarborough in the first place. Apparently I was going to work part-time. And being challenging, insightful, wise, and fun, you provided me with the most rewarding career in life, which is motherhood. And lastly, my husband, companion, and teacher, Ian Gittai, for all your kindness, loyalty, and support. I simply love you.